The king of the Goldmine Tournament, even without Donovan Troy in my corner. This tournament was designed for wrestling personified. You see, Sinn, Bohdi, all laughing matters aside, I've been wrestling in tournaments since I can remember walking. This is no different from my entire life story. I walk into a tournament and I walk out of the tournament as a champion. So now for round 2, the semifinals, Sinn Bohdi, the man that's traveled the world, the man with more voices in his head than I have. You see, Sinn Bohdi, I know what you're capable of and I know what you've done, but what you're not paying attention to is what I'm capable of. I'm a wounded dog right now. My back's to the wall. I'm a rat inside of a bucket and someone's holding a torch. Sinn Bohdi, I'm gonna eat my way through you, and I'm gonna make it to the finals of the King of the Goldmine Tournament, and there's nothing that you, those fans, or Donovan Troy can do about it.
That's how I see the half the time.
Turning back, man. This is what makes me. This is what I am.
From Sin City, Nevada, weighing in at 234 1/4 pounds, he is wrestling personified, Rick Luxury.
Rick Luxury out here for his second round matchup in the King of the Goldmine Tournament. He motioned for somebody to come out with him from the crib, but nobody came out. I'm not exactly sure what this is about, but Rick Luxury, second round of the King of the Goldmine Tournament, and he has a tough task in front of him.
And his opponent, from Las Vegas, Nevada, win at 666 deep fried donuts. He is your warlord of weird, Sinn Bohdi.
Now, when I said that Rick Luxury has a tough task in front of him, I was not making that up. The unpredictable warlord of weird, Sinn Bohdi. Rick Luxury's second round opponent here at the King of the Goldmine Tournament. And the Carnival of Chaos continues as Sinn Bohdi faces off with Rick Luxury, who's on the outside making sure Sinn Bohdi is at Rick Luxury pointing towards me, letting me know I should watch what I say.
You are obviously saying some things that people are not liking because nobody's come up here and approached me, we can say.
Well, it's hard for me to watch what I'm saying with my nose in front of my face, but I mean, I guess I better be careful. I've had the veteran Boyce LeGrande on my case earlier, now Rick Luxury, but here we go. Luxury taking his time to get into the ring. After sitting across from Rick Luxury, the warlord of weird, Sinn Bohdi. Now who is that? Somebody talking to Sinn Bohdi? Is that what's going on?
I think there are people talking to Sinn Bohdi in the audience, but there's also many other people in.
Oh, that's right, the aliens. I forgot the aliens and the other beings that are controlling Sinn Bohdi's mind. Donovan Troy is not here. I don't know why these people think Donovan Troy is here. Donovan Troy is not here. He quit last month as Rick Luxury's lawyer. Rick Luxury on his own for the first time in a while.
This should be a good one with two veterans in this matchup. And now Rick Luxury, of course, with that veteran move of taking a little powder right away.
Rick Luxury can be as unpredictable as Sinn Bohdi, I bet in different ways. He knows what he's doing. He's taking his time, as would anybody who would have what the man who looks like a death clown standing in front of him. Both men measuring each other out. Sinn Bohdi with the early mind games on Rick Luxury. I don't know if you can see this. Looks like Sinn Bohdi already got into the minds of some young fans who have red noses trying to grow his clown cult. They lock up finally. Luxury able to get Bohdi into the corner, but a series of reversals by both men. Bohdi able to duck the fist of Rick Luxury, but back into a lockup. Both men filling each other out early, Miller.
Yeah, and I'm not sure how many times these men have met, but I know it's there can't be many meetings between the two over the years, and Sinn Bohdi has definitely gotten already in all over Rick Luxury's head.
Well, Rick Luxury already in a weak mindset, as I mentioned before. Donovan Troy quitting as his legal counsel, and since then, Rick Luxury's been speaking to an invisible Donovan Troy, so you know his mind is not right. Sinn Bohdi showing off his power. And Luxury not on the ropes necessarily, on the guardrail, trying to compose himself against this maniac, this death clown, Sinn Bohdi. Referee Jimmy Mack with the count on Luxury. And now Rick Luxury claiming harassment on Sinn Bohdi. I'm not sure. And what is going on?
Allegedly, I like that word.
Who is Sinn Bohdi talking to?
I like that word too, but I can't use it.
There are definitely conversations going on in both men's arenas that maybe we're not privy to.
One is more normal than the other. And that normal one would belong to Sinn Bohdi, who has Rick Luxury in a knuckle lock, but Luxury slowly fighting out of it. Sinn Bohdi with a huge scoop slam on Rick Luxury, who finds himself in trouble early. Oh, Luxury able to escape the funnel cake, as Bohdi calls it, and is back on the outside. Luxury really out of his element early in this match, trying to regain his composure. But it looks like Sinn Bohdi has gotten to his head. Oh, look at that. Cheap tactic by Rick Luxury, but it works. Look out.
Ooh, hard into the rail. That's just takes a lot out of you.
Rick Luxury able to get the advantage early on Sinn, but Sinn Bohdi fighting back. And a rake to the chest. Wow, I've been back raked before, but never raked in the chest. I'm sure that's just as painful. There's no Donovan here. What is going on in the mind of Rick Luxury? I mean, I know both these men are vying to become king of the Goldmine, but I think the last thing we need is an insane king in control of the 5th Golden Rule on September 30th. Bohdi now taking a breather on the apron as Luxury is down on the floor in front of him. Rick Luxury has just had a tough start to this match. Oh, able to duck the chop, however. Bohdi smacking that post hand first. He might be in trouble.
5 minutes has elapsed in this contest.
Yeah, that can ruin a night.
Oh, yeah. Looks like Luxury about ready to ruin Bohdi's night, working over that hand. I think that was the last thing Sinn Bohdi wanted to do, is give Rick Luxury an advantage, and he may have done just that. Working over that hand. Wow, that very unconventional headbutt to the hand of Sinn Bohdi. Bohdi able to fight his way out of the corner, but the cheap eye poke by Rick Luxury. And Luxury is back in control.
Luxury has just really kind of used his evil tactics to kind of take this advantage in this match over here against Sinn. But Bohdi,
Is he playing Marco Polo?
Tentatively, yes.
Rick may not be in the right mindset, but he's a veteran. He knows what he's doing in that ring, and he has full control over Sinn Bohdi at this moment in time. Snap there out of the corner. Nothing fancy about that. Cover by Luxury. Jimmy Mack with the 2 count. Another cover by Luxury. Oh, no, not a cover. Looked like it maybe some illegal tactic by Luxury. We can't really see what he's up to from here. Might be biting Sinn Bohdi.
Yeah, it seems like there's a little bit of biting going on now. It definitely is.
Definitely some biting going on now by Rick Luxury. I think the last thing he wanted is to be bitten by him. Who is he talking to?
Donovan.
I'm not even going to ask any more questions about that. Rick Luxury now at the full mercy of Sinn Bohdi. Rolled through into a jackknife pin. And only a 2 count by Jimmy Mack.
I think it's a big clothesline from Rick Luxury, but I think it's a rhetorical Donovan.
I can only hope so. I mean, without the actual Donovan Troy, it's actually been a nice, quiet evening here at Gold Rush Pro Wrestling. As these two men vying to make it to the finals of the King of the Goldmine Tournament. And so far, Rick Luxury has the advantage over Sinn Bohdi. But Bohdi able to recover with a stiff jab to the stomach.
Out of desperation, Sinn was able to locate Rick's midsection and get him down.
Well, it's not very hard to miss Rick's midsection. These fans want to get weird, and Sinn Bohdi gives it to him with the self-choke slam. Rick Luxury, though, that veteran instinct rolls out of the ring. But Bohdi follows him right out. Bohdi want to be careful. Rick might have a plan. And I was correct. He led Bohdi into a trap.
Yeah, Luxury does not go out of the ring for nonsensical reasons.
Everything Rick Luxury does is calculated, but now he's at the mercy of Sinn Bohdi, who is using the feet of fans as weapons.
Oh my gosh.
That was innovative. Very innovative, I guess, using the fans as weapons. Scoop slam by Bohdi. Oh, could be going for the funnel cake again. He just looked over here at me and asked me if I wanted. I honestly don't. Oh, Luxury with the roll up. Handful of tights, but Luxury able to get the win.
Your winner by pinfall and advancing on to the finals of the King of the Goldmine Tournament, wrestling personified, Rick Luxury!
That extra moment asking the fans there by Bohdi gave Luxury enough time to calculate, get that rollover, and to yank those tights.
Luxury with 2 handfuls and almost a mouthful of tights. Gets the victory, but pays the price. Oh, Bohdi's not done. Bohdi's going to finish what he started. Nothing normal about the funnel cake. Sinn Bohdi may have gotten the last laugh, but Rick Luxury moving on to the finals of the King of the Goldmine Tournament. And now, what is going on tonight?
Introducing first, from Van Nuys, California, weighing in at 275 pounds, he is your 2016 Young Lions Cup winner, Brody King!
A man who has won tournaments in this building before, the 2016 Young Lions Cup winner, Brody King, looks to advance to the finals of another tournament inside the gold mine. But in able for him to do that, he has to best the Dynamite Division
And his opponent, being accompanied by Bruno, get out the ring. I gave you an opportunity to introduce me, and you fucked it up. Get out! Get out! Cut the music. Now, the future king of the gold mine from Vallejo, California, weighing 215 pounds. He is the longest reigning, current reigning Dynamite Division champion of all time at 939 days and counting, and counting, and counting. He is the past, the present, and the future of professional wrestling. He is the bad boy, Boyce LeGrande.
Lucian Delight, letting Bruno Beretta knows how he feels about his announcing skills. And here we go, Boyce LeGrande, second round of the King of the Goldmine Tournament against the Dirty Devil Brody King.
Get out! Get out of the ring! Get!
And if you missed it somehow, if you somehow missed the announcement, Boyce LeGrande at 939 days and counting as the Gold Rush Pro Wrestling Dynamite Division champion, but he has a huge task on his hand, pun intended. Boyce LeGrande asking for his crown despite the fact that he is yet to win this whole tournament.
Yeah, a little presumptuous. He's still got at least 2 matches left.
At least. He has quite the task at hand, though, facing off against the big monster, Brody King. I would have to say Brody King, possibly the second biggest person Boyce has been in the ring with over the past year.
You know, it's obvious when somebody wins the Lions Cup that they're having an impressive night, but Brody King went through that tournament in not easy fashion, but really kind of ran through it, and you could kind of see in that first round, it's like, man, this is the guy.
Oh, absolutely. Brody King, nothing but upside for this young man out of the Santino Brothers Wrestling Academy, a man who has found himself all over this great country, working in the Southwest. Also a part, you may have seen him as part of the New Japan G1 special in USA as a crew member for New Japan Pro Wrestling. So obviously, international eyes all over this giant from Van Nuys, California, who is offering Boyce LeGrande a free shot.
Give it to him. expel you from here.
I'm a man of my word, Boyce. I swear on it.
He's a little shifted.
Boyce LeGrande just hit Brody King as hard as he could, and Brody King is smiling. That is ridiculous.
Ooh.
Ow.
That's a rough one right there. Boyce doubled over, hanging out of the ring, and Lucian can even feel that one.
Wow, he hit Boyce so hard that Boyce slowly rolling out of the ring. He might be done early thanks to that giant chop by the giant hand of Brody King. And Lucian the Light tending to his charge. Letting the referee, Jimmy Mack, know what's up. Boyce LeGrande making sure his chest is still intact. Probably want to avoid that happening again. Brody King looks extremely relaxed. He doesn't look like he's worried about anything like that.
No, and Boyce LeGrande is very offended by referee Jimmy Mack's attitude towards him, as he should be.
I think he feels that way about pretty much anybody.
Mostly justified.
Boyce on the attack. Brody King fighting back. Staggers Boyce with the forearm. And then just that raw power of Brody King.
I mean, I think with a guy like Brody King, you're not going to win a punching or strength contest. I think you got to really do what you can to out wrestle him and not get thrown across the ring.
Or just completely avoid wrestling him altogether. That would seem like a much safer bet than actually getting into the ring with this giant Brody King. As we stated before, Brody King, the Young Lions Cup champion, using the momentum from winning last year's tournament to take him all over this great nation of ours. And you can see why. Oh, look at that! Lucian Delay with the blatant pull down. He did it right in front of the referee.
Wow.
If I'm not mistaken, Miller, that's almost a disqualifiable offense. Lucian Delay taking a real risk and pulling that move off.
And not only is that give your client an advantage, it can almost really devastate the opponent as Brody King went flying over that rope into the guardrail.
I'm absolutely surprised that Jimmy Mack has continued this match. It was blatant interference by Lucian Delay on behalf of Boyce LeGrande, and now Boyce LeGrande finally has the advantage. Jimmy Mack being extremely lenient. As Boyce LeGrande, what looks like a leg DDT to the concrete. There are no pads outside the ring here, just pure concrete, and Brody King feels the pain.
Wow.
Brody King able to roll back to the ring.
Has elapsed in this contest.
Boyce LeGrande takes him right back
5 minutes
out.
has elapsed in this contest.
Boyce LeGrande still attacking the leg of Brody King, who has yet to recover from that nasty fall he took to the outside.
Oh.
If Boyce wasn't feeling confident at the beginning of this match, he sure is now, having Brody King on the ropes, working over the leg of the big man. Now what's Boyce up to?
Boyce is exactly where, and I mentioned earlier about you're not going to win a punching or strength contest with Brody King. You got to do whatever you can outside.
Absolutely, that is exactly what Boyce has been up to this entire time. Last 2 or 3 minutes, he's been working on the leg of Brody King. Jimmy Mack with the count, but Boyce doesn't care. He's going to keep doing what he does. punishing the what? Oh no! What is going on? Jimmy Mack continues the count. That was a blatant chair shot to the knee. And now Boyce back in the ring. Something's going. What is going on here? Brody King back on the attack.
And I think the only thing that saved Boyce right there is that he just barely missed the knee. If he would have made contact, he would have been disqualified.
Ooh.
And now the knee is in jeopardy.
Yeah, Brody King unfortunately doing that to himself this time. And he is in absolute agony. Oh, Boyce going to the high range district. Are we about to see some old school Boyce LeGrande? Misses the moonsault. And now Boyce went from having an advantage on the big man Brody King to being down himself. Brody King trying to get some feeling back in that knee of his, having it had worked over by Boyce LeGrande for a few moments, but now, after missing that high-risk move, Boyce LeGrande is in trouble as well. Brody King lifting Boyce LeGrande like he was a small child. Brutal senton by Brody King. And all the oxygen just exited the lungs of Boyce. Cover. Only a 2 count by.
Thought he might have had him right there.
I thought he did too, Mike. I thought he did too. Brody King back to his feet. Boyce LeGrande with the old school eye gouge. Nothing fancy about that. And now Lucian getting involved again. Lucian holding Brody King. Brody able to break away. And Brody King with the shot to Lucian, who deserved it. Oh, Boyce, you're not going to be able to get that big man up. Ooh. Brody with a brutal chop to the chest, fighting through the pain that's in his knee. Boyce able to get the boots up. Look at the strength. Oh my gosh! And it is over!
Wow. Here's your winner by pinfall and advancing to the finals of the King of the Goldmine Tournament, Brody King!
A huge upset in the second round of the King of the Goldmine Tournament as Brody King with a direct win over the reigning Dynamite Division champion at 939 days and counting, Boyce LeGrande. Unbelievable. And just like that, the 2016 Young Lions Cup winner is one match away from becoming the 2017 King of the Goldmine. Brody King, the Dirty Devil, with the win.
Well, regardless of what happens in the final tonight, I think you've definitely got a contender for that Dynamite Division title. I can't recall the last time Boyce LeGrande has had his shoulders down for a 3 count in a singles match. I actually think it was last year here at the King of the Goldmine Tournament.
Yeah,
but that is definitely something that is going to weigh on Boyce LeGrande's mind at 939 days and counting.
Absolutely, Mike Miller. Boyce LeGrande pinned for the first time in quite a long time. And just like that, Brody King moves on to the finals of the King of the Goldmine Tournament.